It's like dead silence.
It was dead silence. Okay. So today we're going to go the other way. So notice on page 18 how you have numbers that are already in scientific notation. Now, what do we know about numbers that have positive exponents in scientific notation? How would you describe them? Okay, so the decimal is on the right of the number. So these numbers are bigger than 1, typically, right? Okay. Whereas when we have these negative exponents, we know we have a decimal that's less than 1, 0.00 something. Okay. Now, if we're going to write this in the standard form, so we're just writing a normal number, this exponent on 10 is telling us how many times to move the decimal place. Now, if my number has a positive exponent in scientific notation, that means our number is going to be pretty big. So which way should I move this decimal point? To the right. So 1, 1, 2, I need to move it 3 places. Well, there's nothing here. So what do I put there?
0.
Okay, so this number is 6,380. So on this number, you would not have to. Because if I put the decimal and there's nothing after it, it just kind of looks funny. Okay, and Brady, if you think about, I'm just gonna switch over here real quick. The problems that we got originally in our notes and homework yesterday, they didn't have the decimal right there. We put it there. Okay, so in this case, no, you would not have to. Okay, all right, so let's look at this second one. All right, here is our decimal, and we need to move it how many times? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, well, notice how I have 2 empty spaces there. So that means we need to fill them in with zeros. Okay. I think it's going to be helpful for you to actually make those swoops, is what I call them. Very official here. I need you to make those swoops so you can see where you need to write in any placeholders. Okay. Now, I think that this third example is kind of a lame example for scientific notation because it says 9.82 times 10 to the first. So we are only moving our decimal 1 time. So this number is 98.2. How about you try number 4? I want you to compare your answer to your elbow partner and see if they have the same thing. Got the same thing. How about you look?
Yeah.
Okay, I heard Trent conversing with Ryan. that he had 5388 and then 30. So 5,388,000. Do you agree with Trent and Ryan? Okay. If I zoom in here and we have to move the decimal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places, we have 3 swoops that are empty that we'll need to add a 0. Okay, cool. Did you also do number 19? If we move the decimal place 2 times, Brady, what's our number?
8210.
How'd you get that? Don't do that. So look up here. It says, yeah, because here's our decimal place, Brady, and we have to move it twice because of this guy. Okay. All right. So now let's look at numbers that have negative exponents. The first thing I want you to do, though, of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers, I want you to put an S next to the one that's the smallest of the 5 and an L next to the one that's the largest of the 5. Maybe you and your elbow partner want to talk about it and decide why you have the smallest and the largest number. S for smallest, L for largest. Okay, Corin, which one's the smallest? Okay, the one with the -9. Okay, and then Bronson, which one's the biggest? Okay, okay. Jada, how did Corin and Bronson know smallest versus largest? What were they looking at? They were looking at the exponent, and the exponent that was the smallest went with the smallest number, and the exponent that was the biggest went with the biggest number. Okay, cool. All right, so now let's look at number 6. Since we have a negative exponent, that means we're going to have a tiny number. So we need to move our decimal so that it's going to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here is where our decimal should be. Okay, well, how many blank spaces do we have? So we need to fill those with zeros. Okay, so our answer is 0.1234 zeros and then 525. Okay, when we have a decimal less than 1, we need that 0 in the ones place before we write the decimal out. Okay, so that's just kind of like a placeholder for us. But then I think that it's important that you actually, like with your pencil, make those swoops so you can decide how many zeros need to be in between the decimal and the rest of your digits. Okay. All right. Now, this guy right here, we only have to move the decimal how many times? We only move it once, and we know we're making a small number, so we need to go to the left. Oh, and that's actually pretty nice, right? 0.7932, and then I'll put that 0 in the ones place. Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna be like super mad at you if you don't. but it helps with organization of everything. But all right, so let's assess this one right here. Is this number 8? Okay, here's the decimal point. We have a negative exponent, which means we're going to have a small number. So we need to move this decimal to where we get a lot of digits after the decimal, not before. So we're going to move this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 places. Oh my goodness. How many swoops do we have that are empty? Okay, so we need to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros, and then our 1, 6, 2. Okay, how about you try 23? That's a fun one, number 23. Yes. I love that. I love that you feel that. Okay, this decimal point, we need to move it how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And because we move it 9 times, we have 8 zeros. Do you see how in the case of this number 23, that scientific notation is just a more convenient way of writing this number? It takes up less space on our paper. Okay. On the left, that's what it means. 0.0000024. But it's a lot nicer to write it, taking up less space, using less pencil lead as scientific notation. Okay. In 24, if we want to go ahead and do that one really quick, we need to move the decimal 2 times. There's only 1 empty space for that 0. Okay. Okay. So to end our time together before I give you time to work, I want you and your elbow partner to put a greater than or less than sign. Decide together which number is bigger and why, and then we're going to talk about it as a class. Just have the alligator eat whichever one. Oh, okay. Does that sound good? Yeah. Alligator eats this one. It's a terrible noise. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Whew.
You ate the wrong.
No. Oh, yeah, I did.
No.
Yeah.
Because which one's bigger? This one's bigger.
Why? It's not negative.
Okay, yeah.
I'm still not negative.
So
I feel
wait,
like Susie.
circle what?
What do you mean circle?
I
No,
mean,
circle.
greater than or less than.
You do a less than symbol.
So 5's greater than.
Mm-hmm.
And then okay. Wait, which one's greater than all the other ones?
Advisory is sort of like
This is greater.
this is
Greater,
greater.
greater. Okay, yeah.
So we only do 25 through 28.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't do that. Actually, don't. I've been hit like 5 times.
I wasn't able to watch the paper test.
Why?
Miss Shake hit me. Miss Shake hit me.
Yeah, we should
Oh,
have.
somebody. All right, Braylia, In number 25, which one is bigger? The left one or the right one? The right one, okay? Cordell, why is the right one bigger? How did she know that? Well, what did you and Bronson talk about? Well, then that was not my instruction. Okay, you two are supposed to talk about these four. So Cordell, let's talk about what did she look at in order to figure out that this one was bigger? The 5 and the 3, okay? This exponent is bigger, so that's a bigger number. Okay, in number 26, Bella, which one's bigger? The one on the left or the one on the right? The one on the left. Tyler, why? Okay, we have 10 to the 7th versus 10 to the 4th. This exponent's bigger, okay? Quinlan, which one's bigger here? The one on the left or the one on the right? The one on the left. Bennett, why? Okay, yeah, this is a smaller exponent. I like that you said more negative, so it's gonna be a smaller number. Okay, Corin, how about 28? The left or the right, which one's bigger? What? The right one, okay. Denise, why is this one bigger? The one on the right in 28. How do we know that? We only move the decimal once. Where in 28, we have to move it 6 times. Okay. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to turn page, I don't know. 21. I want you to turn to page 21. So in page 21, I want you to notice that you have a mixture of problems. So 1 through 10, those are problems like yesterday. But then 11 through 20 are like problems from today. So I want you to practice doing it both ways. So maybe since it's fresh, maybe you want to try doing 11 through 20 first, since that's what we just learned. Then you can go back and do 1 through 10, just like we did in yesterday's assignment. So you're doing the whole page. Yep. You can work with your elbow partner. I will let you move, but I want everyone else to stay, okay?